Hi, fragrance besties. I'm back. This time we're going to talk about the Discovery set from Fleurit. I heard about them through another creator who, I guess, discovered them at, I believe the event is Fumed, the one that just happened. And the way she described them, I was like, I absolutely have to check them out. So I promptly ordered the Discovery set and it came in this beautiful box. We're going to go over them. So I've been sitting with them. I don't know if you can see. I've marked myself so I can keep track of what scent is which on my body. I didn't have the patience to do it one at a time. I was so excited. First one that just hit me with such a strong vision was Fleurit, and Fleurit is described as fresh cut flowers, and I definitely agree. What vision hit me was being in Holland at a family member's house where they have this beautiful garden and the canal, and then right across is this giant willow and downtown surrounded by fresh flowers. So it just reminds me of I would sit there with the windows open reading and relaxing, and just that smell brought back really happy memories. I haven't been in many years. I have a picture of the view that I'll add, and it's honestly one of the places that I have felt most at peace. And this took me right back there, and it means a lot. This might have to be a have to get fragrance, and the notes of it, so again, it's supposed to kind of remind one of fresh cut flowers. Definitely am getting that. So the notes are bergamot, tomato leaf, pink berries, mimosa, hyacinth, freesia, neroli, musks, wood ambers, and guaiac wood. I would say it doesn't get super warm. It's been on my hand for an hour and it's kind of been consistent, really enjoyable. I think that tomato leaf is what's giving it this kind of green grassy aspect that I'm remembering in my vision, and maybe a little bit with the freesia and the hyacinth reminds me of a garden and the canals a little bit. I really liked that one. The other one that really stood out was Gâteau d'Angers. I believe gâteau means cake, described here as a vanilla plus floral. Definitely get more sweet vanilla, not so much on the floral, but I think the florals make it more light versus a heavy sweetness. So maybe they're not playing center stage here. That vanilla is kind of playing center stage, but it's not an overpowering vanilla. It's not your boozy vanilla. It's just really well done. The notes are butter, whiskey, lemon, peach, caramel, honeysuckle, warm milk, vanilla, gourmand notes, and tuberose. Yeah, it just reminds me of a very delicate but also decadent cake, and not super sweet, but moist. Sorry if you hate the word moist. And that butter, it just adds sort of this almost fatty quality that makes it also adds to that kind of cake aspect, kind of like a fresh baked cake with a syrup over it, or with a little honey and peach with fresh lemon zest. That's kind of the cake that's giving me. Very lovely. I'm a little tired of heavy gourmands. This I would never tire of. I think it's what you could say your classic or your forever gourmand. Absolutely well blended. Unique enough too that it doesn't remind me of a lot of gourmands, but it obviously feels like a gourmand, and I really like that. A lot of the gourmands after a while just kind of all have the same sort of overall notes that just I get really tired of. I don't think I would ever get tired of this. The next one that I really liked was Saint Fume, and Saint Fume is described as citrus plus ambroxan. Now, this one actually threw me for a complete loop. I was thinking santal kind of leaning scent or sandalwood, and kind of reading citrus and ambroxan. I was like, wait, really? But it is, and I actually have not been big on ambroxan, but I absolutely love this. I think this is my number one that I absolutely am going to buy. I think this might be my birthday present to myself. The notes are bergamot, pink berries, cassis, incense, orris butter, clary sage, ambroxan, oak moss, musks, and myrrh. And I was just like, wait, really? Reading the notes, I would have never really gravitated toward this one, but there's something absolutely comforting, kind of sensual, and just absolutely lovely. I think it is a very universal scent, and I am, if you can't tell, look how much I'm smiling. I'm just so pleasantly surprised and in love with this. And again, the notes, I would have never envisioned this to come out of those notes, and that's why I love fragrance. Oh, I just love it so much. I love this one. And so I think my favorite is Saint Fume or Fume. If I'm butchering the names, I apologize. I can understand French a little bit, but I can't speak it. And I'm even told the times I have tried to speak French, I still speak it with the Spanish accent. Can't escape it, nor do I want to. Another one that I really liked was the Fleurs de Décès. And this, to me, I was worried it was going to be too heavy on the florals. When I just popped this off, I was like, I don't know. But as it's sat on my skin, it's another gorgeous floral, a little bit warmer than Fleuriste. Like, this is like your, I would say, your true daytime kind of a floral. And the Fleur de l'UDS has some pronunciation guide, and even then, I'm still gonna screw up. The life of a bilingual person. It happens, but it's supposed to be a honeyed floral, and I generally don't like heavy honeyed fragrances because I find it almost suffocating and medicinal. I think I probably just had so much honey when I was sick as a kid that like it just reminds me of that, you know, that association. This is not heavy. There's something that's just really making it lighter so it doesn't feel that thick. The notes are mandarin, cinnamon leaf, galbanum, linden blossom, orange blossom, elemi, cedarwood, violet leaf, musk, and cypriol. That mandarin, I think, is what's also really helping making it not so heavy. That cinnamon leaf, there's like a touch of spice, and I think it's the cinnamon. And then the linden blossom is kind of, again, I think that light floral note that's just help making it feel light. That orange blossom is not thick either. Like honey and orange blossom, I'd be a little nervous because those feel like two heavy notes, could just make something even more heavy. This is really pleasant as well, and just really like smooth and light, not refreshing light, but like calming light. Really enjoyable. The last one, but certainly not the least, is Fleur de Tabac. So tobacco and whiskey. I also was expecting this to be kind of heavy, and it surprised me. Also, I was like, oh, whiskey, it might have kind of really that alcohol, boozy kind of heaviness to it that some fragrances get. No, all of these super kind of just light, like they will project, but they also aren't going to feel like they're strangling you around the neck. The fragrance notes for Fleur de Tabac are bergamot, almond, nutmeg, whiskey, incense, blonde tobacco, vanilla, vanilla again, suede, and musk. And sometimes suede to me gets really powdery or like dry. It's not a texture that sometimes I really enjoy, and as a fragrance I haven't found some I really love. This, again, expertly made, wonderfully blended, and it almost has a spicy wood to me. It's more like a spicy wood. That tobacco doesn't feel like a cigar or cigarette or anything like that, which is really nice. It doesn't have that smokiness. It has sort of a spiciness to it. And again, that whiskey is there, but it's adding a warmth, but it's not making it boozy. And I think the almond helps kind of counteract that. Now, almond can sometimes also go a little boozy, almost like almond extract. This is not that. It's a light almond, sweet almond that just adds sort of that smoothness that's needed, I think, for this. Otherwise it could be way too much. And that nutmeg adds a little bit of that spice as well. And I think the musk is what's also helping just kind of blend it all together and smooth out rough edges, also make it more of a approachable scent. It's dying down a little bit, and I think in a couple hours it'll almost be a little warmer and almost skin-like. I think that musk is going to help with that, and that vanilla is also, I think, just helping blend things, but it's also going to make it stay warm and not go overly boozy. Very nice. And I think it's that incense that's giving me that more wood aspect. There's no wood in here, but that incense, I think, is triggering that sensation and that feeling that there is wood when I smell it. It kind of reminds me of dark furniture in a museum, but in Mexico. There's something almost copal about it. Really nice. It's comforting. Again, it's not heavy on like smokiness. So this is not like cigarettes and booze. It is the furthest thing from that. It is just absolutely divine. If I had to choose one, okay, we all know which one it was. Obviously, Saint Fumé. My mind is like blown right now. Citrus and ambroxan. Reading the notes, never would have gotten this fragrance from that, and I am in love. I think I have 3 second place. So we have the Fleurit, which again reminds me of Holland in the summer with the canal and the flowers. We have Fleur d'Esse. That's kind of your warmer floral, and this one had honey, but it's not super thick and it's not medicinal. It's got some linden blossom that I think just makes it absolutely well blended, beautiful and light. And then we have Gâteau des Anges. This is a gourmand, but a classic, will be with us forever, never go out of style gourmand. Not super sweet, perfect decadent but also fluffy and light cake that's not covered in frosting, more like a syrup, and just perfect with your afternoon tea. And then we have Fleur de Tabac, which is a very kind of spicy, well-balanced, well-made, slightly boozy, kind of your mysterious fragrance that's just absolutely beautiful. All of these are so beautifully made. I'm so impressed, and please check out Fleurit. Let me know your thoughts and see you soon.